This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here are your hosts, Jeff Gardner and Sean Preston.
Welcome to another episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast. Today we have a wicked neighbor in our community on with us, and that is Josh Matlow from Barrie Baycats. What's going on, big guy?
Yeah, lots going on. A lot of buzzing, a lot of celebrating. But I appreciate you guys having me on and looking forward to it.
For those who don't know, why are we buzzing and celebrating?
We just won the IBL championship.
Rock on, man. Rock on. Before we dive into the questions, just tell us that journey of the season for those who didn't get a chance to peek in as much as they probably would like to.
You know, it's funny because some of the fans, they just see, the championship or just the 1 year. They don't realize what went in behind it, what, taking over when COVID happened. I came in 2020 and all the guys retired and they were on a 6-peat championship. And, I come in and then they hand me the keys basically and said, here, continue our tradition. And I had nothing. I had no players. I think I had 2 or 3 guys at the time were playing on the bench or coming off the bench. And I had to rebuild the whole team in 2020. And COVID happened. No season. So we, again, still don't know what we have in terms of the players. Then 2021 was a shortened season. 2022 was the real full season. We're close. 2023, we lost in the finals. So we were there. And then last year we swept the playoffs, went 10-0. We didn't trail for 1 inning at any point throughout the whole playoffs, 93 innings, which I think is a league record. The league's been around for 106 years, so I challenge that. I don't know if they actually know if it's ever happened before, to be honest with you. I can't imagine it has been, but it was quite the ride. And it's obviously great to win, and everybody loves winning, but it's unbelievable how important it is for the city and the community, and how many people come up to you at lunchtime and congratulate you. And they said I enjoyed that journey. I was a part of the whole thing, and I'm so glad you guys won it. I'm a big fan and have been for years, and it's great to see.
Super cool. Very, very cool. Congratulations to you guys. Well deserved. I mean, sports is hard to win in general, let alone doing it the way that you guys did it as well too. So why don't we dive right into it? We'll ask you our first question. You guys will be a little bit unique in this sense, but tell us a little bit about the business, about the Baycats. Obviously we're talking about baseball, but let's talk about the behind the scenes and what you do specifically that really ties this all together. When somebody sees a championship win, what goes on behind that and those intricacies that most people or people who don't follow the Baycats might not know about.
Before you get into that, Josh, I like the business side of it, because when we think about sports, we don't often think of them as a living, breathing business entity. So if you could touch on that as well, are the Baycats a business? If you could let us know about that, that would be great too.
Yeah, so established in 2001, we're celebrating our 25th anniversary this year, which we're extremely excited about.
Very cool.
I can't believe how it's gone so fast. And I was part of the championship team my rookie season as a player in 2005. So that's a 20-year anniversary of our first championship. But it is a business. It is a not-for-profit business, has been since day one. A lot of people don't know that. We're extremely intertwined into the community. That's kind of what keeps the heartbeat going. We do everything we can in terms of appearances or helping, collaboration on fundraising. We run a Home Runs for the Hungry. It's a celebrity game, baseball game we run before our season. We collaborate with the food bank and Mr. Craig Nixon, one of the counselors. And in year 1 last year, or 2 years ago, we raised $8,000. 100% of the proceeds went to the Barrie Food Bank. The second year, last year, we raised over $30,000. So we're on our way up, and hopefully do more this year. And we helped to raise over $90,000 alone in 2024 with all our campaigns and collaboration. So it's really important for us to be a part of the community. They call us a community staple, and we're grateful for that. But with that comes responsibility, being around, being a part of things, and really being an advocate for a great community. So. Yes, it's a business. Yes, it's not for profit, but with that comes responsibilities off the field, as well on the field, of course. And then you get your business side of things where, you have tickets to sell and revenues and merchandise and, there's players that have to fly in from Dominican, and the logistics is crazy, and the banners that go up at the park and the support in the program ad, and social media now is a huge thing. All our games are broadcasted live on Rogers TV, so there's sponsors there. We had luckily 140 sponsors last year, which is the most we've ever had in a organization. That is 140 supporters, businesses that understand what we're doing, want to support us, obviously help us financially to run the program, but come out to the ballpark, bring their staff, bring their families, bring their friends, and that's kind of how it's kind of a domino effect where, yes, it's a business, but it's also a safe haven for a lot of the players, who want to get away from everyday life, a lot of the volunteers who are part of something special. And then you get your businesses who support, come out to a ball game after, working hard all week kind of thing. They just want to come have a beer at the game or something like that. So it is a trickle down effect. There's so many different levels to it. And hopefully we can talk about a lot of it today, but there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that people don't realize, and the time that goes into it that, we're proud of. And I love being a part of.
I love it, man. For me, I just love talking about business, hence doing what I do. Can you just touch on, I know you already said a couple of points, but again, I'm thinking about that listener that's just like, I love baseball. I love watching baseball. These guys are great. And then maybe that's the end of their thought process. Not like, how can I contribute? Do I even need to contribute? Is contribution a thing? How do you guys make money? Like
well, technically we don't. Technically, as an off-prop, we don't. But we raise money to help run the program through mainly sponsorship, ticket sales, and our summer camps. We get about 300 kids to our summer camps. So those are great revenue streams for us that help run our program. It helps us with our, the jerseys, our merchandise, our gear, our buses to the games, our league fees, our stadium fees. It's endless, really. But the sponsorship is I call it the biggest beast, because it's not only financial support, but it's being in the ballpark. Like I said, bringing your family and friends, making memories. This is a lot more than just baseball, and a lot of people don't realize that. Yes, again, it's a business. We're part of the community. But we're trying our best, and I could say, I'm trying my best to bring good to, the community where we're from, the people that come out and support us. We're trying to, kind of give back in a way. But it's just a full circle. Again, I was once a player, never thought I'd be in this position, and now I'm the president of the organization, able to kind of put a few things in motion and help support, like I said, the community, help support our organization, and hopefully make a lot of people happy. So that's the trickiest part about that balance, is making sure that, you make people proud and you don't disappoint. And, winning helps that for sure. But there's some people come out to a ball game and they don't even remember if we won or lost, and it really doesn't matter, right? They're just out with their family or their friends, and they just want to have a good time. So again, there's different levels to this. It's not just baseball. If you're a baseball fan, it's a no-brainer. But if you're a supporter of the community, you like getting involved with certain, community initiatives, or you just want to help support and show your support within the community, a banner on the wall is huge support. People see it and people recognize that. So it's being a part of a special community that I always preach, that is, it takes a village, but it's so cool to be a part of.
Yeah, I think that's great, man. And is this pro, semi-pro? What do you classify it?
So it's funny. It's a really interesting scenario, because we allow NCAA collegiate players to play in our league, and now it's changed a little bit with the NIL deals, but you're not allowed to pay NCAA players. They're not allowed to get paid. There's no financials allowed, because then they lose their amateur status. So for many years, we've obviously not paid collegiate players, and they've been allowed to play in this league as a semi-pro. It is the highest level of baseball in Canada. However, a lot of the new ownerships coming in, are looking to make this a solely professional league, kind of like the CFL, I guess, for baseball. With that, comes implications and the visas that, come from the import players. Collegiate players won't be able to play with us anymore. I think it's only about 8 or 9% of the league is collegiate, so it's not a huge amount, but that takes away from, kids coming home to develop at the IBL level and learning how to play big boy baseball that they can take back to school and just develop. But that's something that's in the works. I know that eventually it will become a pro league. We're on the way to that. And with all the new owners and all the young blood, they call it, everyone's pushing for that for sure.
Love it. Sean, you want to carry us forward, man?
So I'm always curious to ask, because everybody's got a bit of a unique journey in the way that they get to doing what they really truly passionate about. And some people, I like to say, they come out of the womb and they just, they know, hey, this is what I want to do. And they do that for the rest of their life. They retire, sail into the sunset. Other people, a couple stepping stones. Sometimes it's a lot more than that. So I wanted to ask you, Josh, what is your journey leading up to doing what you're doing today?
Where do I start? The womb? Is that what you're saying? Long story short, as a kid, I always wanted to play in the NCAA. That was always my password growing up. That was everything I was about. I thought I was going to play college football, to be honest with you. I was a big fan of watching college football on Saturdays. The competitiveness was just exactly what I wanted to do. I nothing to do with baseball in my mind as a young kid. And then, you get to high school, you realize, oh, you're pretty athletic. You could play 4 different sports. You don't know which one to choose. Picked up a baseball bat at 16 years old, got a D1 scholarship at 18. So baseball was definitely good enough to go for a little bit of a run. I played overseas in Australia and Israel in the professional leagues, and I could have kept going Poland and Sweden, but I decided to come back and finish my schooling. But the journey is just, once I went to college, I started realizing that, baseball is, I'm going to let this ride out as long as I can, but let's be realistic here. It's very tough to make it. So what are we going to do? And I really got into, entrepreneurship and learning how to kind of, fend for yourself and learning the business side of things. I started a business in 2009. I've been through about 3 businesses now. I've been an entrepreneur since then. Love doing it. It's a challenge, but it's not for everybody. And it was one of those things where I appreciated the challenge. I appreciated that nothing was handed to you and you had to earn everything. And, for those who are starting their own business, good luck. Don't give up. It's one of those things where it's going to be the hardest thing you're ever going to do. And I think that's where baseball ties in, is where you get a kid who comes in, he's 18 years old and he only knows success. At the 18U level, he is the best player in Ontario and Canada, and he doesn't realize that's not real life, and you come to the IBL and it eats you alive, and you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, and that's my job as a teacher, as a coach, to teach you that and let you know that failure is okay, and that's where you learn from. That's what kind of shapes you. So all the greats say it, learn from your failures. It's okay to fail. I always say, it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, I encourage making mistakes, but you got to learn from them, because if you don't, you're just literally not paying attention. So if you learn from those mistakes and you apply it, you'll get bigger, stronger. You'll be able to cope better. So it's one of those things where, you dive into a business and you have no experience, it's going to be very difficult. That ties in with baseball. And I think that's what I love about it all. It all just kind of comes full circle. And from my playing days now to my coaching days. And again, that's my responsibility to make sure these kids learn that and grow from that. So it's pretty cool to be a part of, but that's exactly what business is. So for those out there struggling or out there thinking about, starting a business, I encourage you to do it. It's definitely an incredible, rewarding experience. But it's not going to be easy, and that's a perfect life lesson, that nothing in life is easy. So keep that in mind.
Nothing good anyway. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But let's stay on you for a quick topic, for a quick minute here. Let's do some rapid fire questions here. What do we want to do? Okay, let's give us, I'm going to assume it's baseball, but maybe it's not, as you had 4 sports. So let me rattle through these. Let's give us your favorite sport, favorite pastime. If you have a philosophy you follow, something like that, like your compass in life, maybe you could give us some insight into that. If you're a reader, favorite book. And Sean, give me the last one. What favorites, like alcohol?
If you can remember the first 4, Jeff, then maybe I'll come up with a 5th.
Can you go one at a time here?
Or favorite sport?
Favorite sport is football by far. I'm a diehard football fan. It's it's that power on power. It's that grit. it's special to watch. I don't want to be doing it, that's for sure. I played it for a short time when I was young, and I was hurting kids. I was bigger than they were, and it wasn't fair. That's not what I wanted. Baseball is a gentleman's sport. Baseball is a beautiful, beautiful sport. It's a very close second. But in terms of watching, I really, really enjoy the game of football.
Did you watch the game last night?
Silly question. Yeah, that was those. I told my wife, I said, these playoff games are the greatest. Like, this is all I want to watch in sports. If this is on the TV, there's nothing else going on. It's so special. And some of these kids, and yeah, they got the money now and the NIL deals, but these kids are playing with heart. These kids are trying to make it, right? So there's something special about college sports, and that's why we all love March Madness. And but the college football is where I'm at. Awesome.
Favorite pastime?
Playing with my kids. I love them. They're. I mean, it sounds like a silly answer, but I'm so entrenched in what I'm doing here with the Baycats. It's just, you get some time, or they come home from school, and it's their love is my motivation. So that's easy stuff.
Beautiful. You have a philosophy you follow? Something that guides you in life?
Don't quit. Don't be a quitter. Though I always say, don't be a whiner, be a winner.
Okay, I like it. If you're a reader, favorite book?
No, not a reader.
Okay. Favorite show?
I used to really, 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 really like The King of Queens. I don't know if you remember that show.
Oh, yeah. Hilarious. Yeah.
It was guaranteed laughs every time. So I'm more into I want to laugh when I love the comedy movies. I want to laugh. That's the point. When I get a chance to sit down and relax, I want to get a good chuckle. But that's what I would go with. I don't watch a ton of shows. My wife tries to sit me down and get me going on a few, but I can't get it. I can't get into it.
Go-to meal.
What's that?
Go-to meal. If you're going to eat something.
I'll keep that. I'll run it by my wife. We'll see what she says. Because if she doesn't like it, it's not getting on the TV.
Okay. Last two then. Most special place you've been to. And if you could bring us in, paint us a picture for your favorite moment you've ever lived. Special moment, special place.
I guess it'd be cliche by saying that was when my daughter was born. That was pretty cool. There's not, if you don't have children, you'll never understand, obviously. If you have children, you understand. There's only certain things that you can do in life that gives you that feeling or that aura. Obviously, having children was one of them, but I'm not going to lie, winning that championship a few months ago, there was something about that just came full circle, and it was so special for me. I cried. I cried right that last out. I cried the whole way to the mound until I jumped on the guys. And you can't explain this type of stuff to people. Whatever you're into in life, and like whether it's your business or your kids or your family, whatever it's going to be, there's only specific times in your life that you get this feeling that nothing else matters in that moment. And it's really cool to be able to live that and to see the joy on other people's faces and all the joy it brought everybody else. So those are the most memorable. I remember when I won as a player in 2005. You don't forget this stuff. That's 20 years ago. I remember who I jumped on, on the pile when we won it. Like, these are things that you don't ever forget. And I get to tell my children about. And they're too young to understand what happened. They get it, but they're definitely too young to appreciate it. So those are the moments we all strive for. And the problem with that is, now that you know how it feels, it becomes an addiction, and now we want more and we want to win again. And that's going to be definitely a driving force that I know everyone in the locker room that we've signed back is going to want to do all over again.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've experienced something like that, like these extremely rare and just these poignant moments of your life where, like you said, everything in your periphery just washes away, and you're so dialed into this moment. You remember like the beads of sweat on your hand and the scrape under the guy's eye, because you're so narrowly focused. All your internal chemicals are dialed in sync, and it's this special, magical moment. You want to replace that. You want to replicate that, I should say. But that leads you to really stretching yourself, finding out what you're capable of. You've reached this new height in life, and you're like, I want to repeat that again. How do I do that? And you end up striving for these whole new levels. And that's how greatness is born. And a lot of the people that we admire, they've touched the heavens, if you will, and they want to do it again. And they achieve things that are just extraordinary to us normal people. It's amazing that you've experienced that. Last one, favorite place.
There's a lot of favorite places. Dear to my heart is the Dominican Republic. We have the joy and the honor of hosting Dominicans that play for us, that are some of our best players. But we actually, a couple of years ago, 2021, I started a used equipment drive where people can leave bats, helmets, whatever it might be, cleats, shoes, that we get to send out to the Dominican Republic. Obviously, they're a little different than here, where we can walk into a store and purchase anything. Mm-hmm. So I started that drive. It blew up. Like I couldn't even contain it. I had to stop it. And each year we were sending this equipment down to the Dominican. And then sometimes you get pictures, sometimes you don't. We don't know if it disappears. We don't know if it makes it there. But it felt like there was a disconnect. So we started sending the players home with it. And then again, we don't know where it goes or what they do with it. And then I decided that we're going to now make our spring training in Dominican Republic. So we started this in 2023, where we would do all this fundraiser of this equipment, and it's ridiculous. And thanks to Barrie Chrysler and Christy Fines for hosting this drive, because again, the amount of equipment is ridiculous. So they have the room there. They sponsored that as well to get it over there. So it was huge success. But in 2023 and 2024, we took about 6 bags of like massive hockey bags of equipment, and we dropped them off to each different academy with the kids there. Man, the look on their faces when they see it coming in, to be able to hand a kid his first glove and a pair of shoes, and then I get to play catch with them. Again, these are the moments that like you just can't. You're so locked into these moments and these experiences that it just helps drive you. It just helps, obviously it's feel good, but it helps you become who you are and who you want to be and who you want to continue to be. These are special moments you don't forget. So obviously it's a great time there. The food is delicious there. The resorts are great. The people are great. But it's stuff like this that, we can make an impact, not living there, not being a resident there, but we get to go out there and make a difference. And it's special stuff. And the coolest part about all that is I get to bring my 18, 19-year-old rookies that have never experienced anything in life, never mind, get to experience stuff like this. So that's special. That's dear to my heart. And I know that, anytime we get a chance to go to Dominican, it's we're looking forward to it.
Nice.
Talking about planting some seeds in those young bucks, those 18, 19-year-olds, understanding what poverty looks like, understanding what goodwill looks like. And I think more importantly is how it feels. It's amazing how long some of us can live. Certainly myself, when I was a teenager before, feeling the emotions of giving selflessly. You'd think if I want to get as much as I want to get in life, I need to focus on me and just take. That's logical. I don't think we teach that, but the more time I spend on other people, how can I get something myself could be a logical argument. But then you spend time on other people, you get that feeling and you ratchet up to this next level. It just changes your life. To feel that at 18, that is a powerful seed, man. I love what you guys do.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's also team bonding, of course. Mm-hmm. And not saying that this has helped, but we did make the finals that year, and we did win it last year. So we're hoping to continue that tradition this year. Obviously, it's some good time spent together and learning about each other, and it makes guys want to play for each other and win for each other, and there's so much value to it, of course, and it gets us away before the time gets hectic with the season. We usually do it right before the season. We call it spring training. We did play a couple teams down there. That was fun. But the experience is second to none. And I'm glad we're in the position to do stuff like that.
Yeah. For those people who don't watch sports, I might not know. For those who do, certainly they understand, especially if they have a team that they like to watch and watch them year over year. Culture is a massive thing, and just how people connect. There's culture in business. There's culture in sports. And when people gel with each other, you took the words out of my mouth, that they play for each other in sports because it's competitive. They don't want to let other humans down. It's funny. We decide, hey, I'm going to go to the gym. Then all of a sudden you don't stop going because it's easier to let you down. All of a sudden you partner up with a buddy and you'll never let that buddy down. And you find yourself at the gym all the time. So it's nice for businesses to sometimes be able to clear the air, because there are myths and misconceptions that are out there. And I think you did touch on it, or maybe one of them earlier in the show, but I wanted you to maybe give you an opportunity to be able to maybe clear the air. Are there any myths, any misconceptions that are out there?
In terms of,
well, when it comes to the Baycats, like you said, hey, we're non-for-profit. Not a lot of people know that.
It's it's not something that we boast, but it is something that, again, we hold dearly to our heart. It is part of our culture. That is the most important thing. And, you're playing for each other is just one of the pieces. Again, it's, our motto last year was one unit, one mindset, and one goal. And that's, was so true. We played as a unit. We played for each other. That was the only way we you can win, is playing together. One mindset. When we go out there, we believe we're the best out there every night we go out. And this is all, again, this is more than baseball. This is all business related. When you go to that home show, or you go to that, whatever it's going to be, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your product. You have to believe in your business, and believe that you're the best product out there, or the best business out there for whatever you're in. And then one goal. Our goal was to win together, to have these moments that we get to share forever. They can't take that away from us. We're one of the most successful organizations that the league has ever seen. We've 23 seasons, 13 finals, and 8 championships. That's not by accident. That's not by accident. That's a testament of what we do, what we believe in, who we are. Leadership, our ownership, it's a trickle down effect. But when you come in and you put on that uniform, it's a culture, it's an understanding, it's a responsibility. We put our names on the back, and a lot of teams don't like that because they want to play for the names on the front. You're playing for both. You want to make your family name happy and proud, and you want to bring out your family and make them a part of it. And but you also want to play for the guys on the front. And again, it's more than just baseball. And I tell the guys that too. And it's a responsibility and a reputation that we uphold and we're proud of. And that's the thing with the league, is we always have the target on our back. Nobody wants to see the Baycats continuously be successful, and that's okay. We're okay with that. So, and again, that's business. Not everyone's going to want to see you succeed, but that's what kind of drives us, and that's what makes us want it more. And that's what business owners should consider too, is that fuel the fire. It's not. They're not trying to knock you down. They're not trying to take you out. They're just competing. And that's life. That's a true story of life.
Love it, man. Let's get into our last couple here. Business can be super competitive. It's a bumpy journey. There's going to be high highs, low lows. And really, from my perspective and the people that Sean and I follow, and certainly throughout our business career, it really seems to be the ones that are able to deal with the most amount of stress, self-soothe quickly, and continue moving on that very narrow path over very long durations win. They may not be the best salesperson, the most gregarious, the best looking. They may not have the best systems, but they have that drive and they can handle an immense amount of stress and stay on that path, rather than you look at your path, there's 1,000 others to take. Am I constantly going, starting, stopping? The people that I follow, they keep trudging through, whether it's concrete, mud, rain, whatever it is. And there is extreme competition, especially at those higher levels. So you have the benefit of seeing this through two very paralleled lenses, being a business owner, being on the business side of the baseball team, and being a player. So can you just, because you are at a high level, typically we don't ask people to provide advice because we're all at different stages, but it's not too often that it's like you guys are winning a lot at a pro caliber sport.
High level.
Yeah, very, very high level, very, very rare. So from your kind of wealth of knowledge, can I ask how old you are, Josh?
I just turned 40 last month.
Congrats, man. So fairly young, but long enough to be doing this for, however, 20 something years. That's a good stretch of all of this. Can you give us a couple of takeaways for the athlete that maybe is listening and could I do this? Maybe I'm not good enough. Or the business owner. I think they're similar messages, I imagine, but some key takeaways that you've learned from your wealth and experience.
Yeah, it's that famous saying: "Slow and steady wins the race." You're not going to get rich overnight. You're not going to get jacked by working out in the gym overnight. You need to have a path, and you need to keep going down that path. What I would suggest being in business is, as a business owner, believe in yourself, but also take risks. Don't be afraid to take risks. Because it's one of those, again, a famous saying from Wayne Gretzky: "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take."
Oh, yeah.
But it's like so true. You also need to surround yourself, and I think this is where the culture comes in, and where our success has been, is surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with like-minded people who have good intentions for you. If you get an employee that's just all about themselves, doesn't care about the business or the product, get rid of them. I know it's not easy to find good staff. Maybe get your hands dirty. Maybe put a little time and effort on because I say it. People laugh at me because I'm wearing 3 hats right now, and it's one of those things where I'm the only team in the whole league that is the president, general manager, and head coach of any team. There's 3 guys doing that in every other team, but it's just that classic. I feel like I could do it better myself. Mentality. And some people are good for that. Some people aren't. Maybe it's too overbearing for some, but I have my hand in that. I sign a guy, I get to coach that guy. I know if it's working or not, you know what I mean? So you get different levels of it as you go, and you know what's working, what's not working. My feet are on the ground. My hands are dirty. I'm doing it all. I'm pounding the pavement for sponsorship. I'm grinding to get things, ready for the season. And I love it. I love doing that. I think it's so cool to be a part of it. And I don't think it didn't matter the business that I was in. It doesn't matter what business you're in, but you should be a part of it as much as you can. Obviously, as you scale and you can start delegating, but to start off, if you're not willing to put in the time and the effort yourself, put in those extra hours, those long nights, you can't not do it and expect someone else to do it for you. It's just not going to work that way. And that's a life lesson too. It's not just a business lesson. So, stick with it, trust in yourself, put in the time, definitely get your hands dirty. Because if you can't do it, nobody else will do it for you. So.
Love it.
Very well said. So in life, we pick this path, right? We decide this is the path of life that we're going to take. Everybody's on their own path. And then we go ahead and move forward in time. And if life was easy, well, it's not. Let's just put it that way. It's not easy, but life will throw things at us. It'll throw obstacles. It'll throw life challenges at us. It'll throw tragedies at us. Sometimes certain people experience some of these things a little bit more than others, but I've always been super, appreciative and fascinated with human beings and their way that we have the capability of looking at these things and overcoming these things, right? Like mindset is everything when it comes to this. Do you see the glass half full? Do you see it half empty? It's a big thing in how we move forward as human beings, finding the silver linings between these so that we can move forward from them. So I wanted to ask you, have you ever experienced a hardship, a life challenge that maybe you overcame, maybe it made you better, maybe it made you stronger, maybe you took some silver linings from it?
The show is not long enough for stuff like that. Everybody goes through their own things, but without getting personal or one specific one, it's the best way to say it is how you deal with things. So it doesn't matter what happens, it's how you deal with it. I'll give you a good story. So we just started a junior team, an 19 to 22-year-old. This is the first time we've done it in 25 years. We've never had a farm team. Think of it that way, where we could pull these kids from the team if they are really good or if we're short on guys. Get a kid coming in at 18 years old, and I have that conversation with them. You're going to fail. I don't want to knock you down. I just want you to be realistic, is that you're stepping up to a level you've never seen before. Again, this is all life related and business related, is you've never seen this level before. Assume failure, but it's how you deal with it that's going to make you stronger, and it's how it's going to shape you. So he goes in, and I got my 43-year-old veteran pitcher who knows how to pitch, not just throw pitch. So he doesn't have the velocity he used to have, but he still knows how to. So hey, come here, 18-year-old kid. You're going to face this guy. He goes, okay, I got him. Yeah, he doesn't throw too hard. I can make this work. Came in the mentality that I got this. Well, he struck out in 3 pitches. Third one was on his knee, and he looked foolish. comes out of the cage all ruffled, all upset. So, are you okay? Well, that's BS. I was on him. I should have had that, blah, blah. I say, oh, hold on a second. I told you you're going to fail. You failed. It's okay. Learn from it. Instead of letting this at bat bother you, this one thing in life, this speed hump, this curveball, whatever you want to call it, hypothetically, instead of letting it bother you and ruining you for the whole game, why don't you calm down, understand this guy just beat you, and let's get back on the next train, get back for the next at bat. And he looked at me, he goes, okay, yeah. I was like, this is as big of development and as important as it is not only to develop you as a baseball player, but as a human being on how to cope with this failure. And he smiled and walked away, and it just lifted his spirits. It's like, again, failure is being channeled into how you can use it positive. So whatever it's going to be, I'm not going to bring up one specific scenario, and get personal, but whatever it has been, it has made me stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's okay. Some people get so down on it and depressed about it, and they deal with it differently than others. But learn to cope with it and use it to your advantage.
Love it. Last two questions for you, Josh. How can we, the community, help you, and how do we connect with you? What do you need from Barrie?
Come out to the ball games, obviously. Come out to the ball games. But you can support us if you are a business and you're looking to get your brand exposed and show your support for the community. You can we have 52 sponsorship options, anywhere from $50. It's not expensive, but it shows your support. You want to be a part of the community. We have fundraisers that you can send kids to camp. We work with 11 different organizations, non-for-profit organizations, or charities within Simcoe region that help send kids to camp, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, all these kids that maybe would never experience baseball or camps unless we do stuff like this. So our sponsors are huge supporters of that. Like I said, it's an opportunity to market your brand. A lot of people don't realize is that this isn't a donation to us. We're actually going to market your brand, whether it's social media or on our broadcast. We're going to pump you out there, and we do our best. Out of 140, I think 137 of them are local within Simcoe region. So, and that's just expansions, right? That's just different franchises. But we try to stay local. We try to support local, and our fans know that. They'll look at the program, or they'll look up at the wall and the banners that are on the wall. They see who's supporting us and who's a part of our community. And I like to think we have a very large community and a great supportive community that they can be a part of. So if they do want to reach out, they can either reach out to me directly, Josh M, as in Mary, at BarrieBaycats.com. They can go to any of our social media pages. They can go to BarrieBaycats.com, and then under the menu, it says sponsors. But any chance you get, or, again, even if I'm out for lunch, stop me, say hi. We appreciate the support and the love. And, that's what I've been pushing, is love and support. I always tell the guys when I first game of every year and I'm in the locker room, I say it's all about love and support, because if you guys can't love and support each other, you're in the wrong locker room. And that shows true to the entire community. We're just trying to show the love and support back. And you guys are supporting us, but we're trying to support you as well. So it's a win-win for everybody.
I love it, man. Final thoughts from me. Sean and I pay very close attention, as much as we can, to the ripple effect of communication, of effort, of community, of sacrifice, these types of things. We try to have more of a bird's eye view on this, because we want to see the impact that we're creating for ourselves, our team, our company, our community. We are probably not aware of the entirety of the ripple effect you guys have, but we can see a good chunk of it, and we love it. It touches pretty much every facet of the community. You pull the Baycats out of the community, and the community changes dramatically, I imagine. And you could say that about not just the Baycats. There's many really pillars out there that are doing some major work. We try to be the same ourselves, a little earlier on the journey than the Baycats, but we're modeling a lot of these guys, and we love what you do. And I just wanted to say thanks for being on the show and continuing doing what you do. And any final words from you there, Shawnee boy?
Pretty much exactly what you said. Josh and I have a pretty good relationship, and same with Julie as well. And we're in similar circles. And Josh is a great human being, so I was really pumped to come on. You were slotted in with Jeff. I happen to have a time slot. It's not something where we typically come on and do podcasts together because they are really time consuming. We also have a business to run. But with our relationship, I said, let me squeeze in on this. I want to see this guy spend some time, and we're super happy to have you on the show, man.
Thank you guys very much for having me. And if I could say a last word is to any of the business owners watching, is get involved with the community. You don't realize how much it helps, and every hand helps, make this community a better place.
Yeah, we're certainly shared in our aligned businesses and what we both do individually. And looking forward to watching you guys this upcoming season. All the best to you guys, and good luck out there.
Thank you guys very much. It's nice seeing you.
Take care, man.
We'll chat. We hope to see you at the ballpark this year.
You got it.
Will.
All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwithjeffandsean.com. That's gnpwithjeffandsean.com or call 705-413-3775.